Mike Bloomberg making his debate debut, and even his own campaign admits did not go so well for him. Two of his competitors, though, saw it as a huge cash influx. Senators Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders each pulled in nearly $3 million last night after moments like this.
I'd like to talk about who we're running against. A billionaire who calls women fat broads and horse-faced lesbians. And no, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about Mayor Bloomberg.
The former New York City mayor is back out on the trail today, trying to turn the focus back to President Trump. Lots to talk about with Aisha Moody Mills, CNN political commentator and Democratic strategist, and Bernard Whitman, former Bloomberg pollster and Democratic strategist. And great to have both of you on. There is so much to talk about. Bernard, just first to you. You know, not the best night for your guy, Michael Bloomberg. What happened?
I think he had a rough night. Look, I mean, the fact is, these the candidates have been debating each other 8 times over the course of a year. This is his first debate in about a dozen years. I think he was a little rusty, but the thing that really sticks with me is he needed to lean in more. He needed to jump in more. He has more experience leading, managing, creating programs, creating jobs, promoting people, promoting women, promoting minorities, people of color, actually creating jobs, expanding healthcare than any other person on that debate stage. He should have actually taken the lead, leaned in, talked about his record, talked about his experience, talked about his plans, talked about his programs. And unfortunately, I think he laid back a little too much. He sort of let other people take shots at him, take shots at other people, and tried to sort of stay above the fray and end up getting buried by it.
I see you tapping your nails. You have thoughts.
I do have thoughts, because here's the thing. Mike Bloomberg hasn't actually been out there talking to voters and really stumping and talking to a lot of people. He spent a lot of time, a lot of money buying ads. So it's interesting to me that he didn't prepare. It was clear that he had not been aggressively in debate prep with someone asking him really tough questions on stop and frisk, on all the sexist accusations. There's so much that he had to answer for that he didn't even seem to have a canned response that then could have been practiced. So I'm really surprised that he was there looking so smug and arrogant, given that it was his first foray onto the national debate stage. I expected a better performance, and he got dragged, rightfully so. I mean, it was Elizabeth Warren's night to lose.
He's surrounded by very bright people, you know. So did they just not, I mean, they had to have prepped him. I mean, how did he not have a ready response for stop and frisk and DAs?
And I mean, what I want to actually hear more about from Mike Bloomberg is his plans, his programs. I mean, he just released earlier this week an amazing Wall Street plan that would put a financial transaction tax that would raise $500 billion over a decade to actually require banks.
I hear you on the release and the plans, but
he just started off by saying that he has a decades-long record. The guy was in office; he was mayor for like 12 years, so he has a very long record still to account for, and he can't articulate anything around that. So until he gets up there and tells us, even apologize, he didn't even apologize for the fact that all the tapes came out where he was saying horrific things about African Americans and perpetuating stereotypes. The fact that he just kind of shrugs and says, oh yeah, those women who I silenced wanted to be silenced, and that's the only response he had. It's really embarrassing on his part, and I am offended as a voter that anyone thinks that they can just simply throw up a bunch of ads and buy my vote and like make it a marketing campaign to lead our democracy and lead the American people.
Can you respond?
No, I don't think that's what he's trying to do at all. I mean, the fact is, what has Mike Bloomberg been doing over the last 10 years that he has, or 7 years that he's not been in office? He has actually closed half the coal-fired power plants in the United States, along with the Sierra Club. He's actually fought to change the laws in Virginia by electing a Democratic legislature for the first time in 26 years. He's actually pouring $8 million into Texas to try to get some common sense gun laws in Texas. He's spending $60 million nationwide with every town for gun safety. He actually has a record of promoting the environment.
That he can't articulate.
Well, I mean, I think he needs more practice jumping into the fray. I mean, that is a vicious attack. I thought the cheap shot by Elizabeth Warren raised a lot of money, but I thought it was sort of beneath her to open the debate like that. And I think Mike Bloomberg has a huge record to stand on. The truth is, like I said, he has more experience governing, managing, and promoting individuals, bringing people together in this city alone. He brought people together after 9/11. He brought people together after the Great Recession. He brought people together to create jobs. He expanded health care to 700,000 people.
He is so good at bringing people together. Why doesn't he want to talk to us? Because he decided that he wasn't going to be on the ground stumping and actually holding town halls and engaging with voters.
He started this campaign 10
I listened to Andrew Yang, our newest CNN political commentator, last night, talk about how Mike Bloomberg, who's a data guy, actually went up to New Hampshire to get a feel before he decided to jump in for how he would do in conversation with actual voters. Went to Iowa to see, can I caucus? And the truth is that he he's not good with people. He opted out for a reason.
I couldn't disagree more.
Because the data showed that he wasn't going to be good in conversation with voters.
We got to wrap it.
You cannot be mayor of New York City for 12 years and not be good with people. I think the challenge for Mike Bloomberg is to articulate that vision in a format that he's not used to, and I think it's incumbent upon him to share his vision for America, which I think is about bringing people together and actually getting things done instead of just talking about it and taking cheap shots.
Okay. Bernard and Aisha, we got lots more time to do this many more days because this is a huge part of the conversation. I appreciate both of you and both of your perspectives.